Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining us today and for signing up for our free and test Shopify expert session. Thank you so much for those who managed to find some time out of their busy schedules to join us today online. Before we start, I would like to say that if during the speech you come up with any questions, you are welcome to submit them directly into your chat section. I will answer all of the questions after I finish speaking. And well, I would like just to do a quick overview of who Commodity Company are and who I am and why I think I'm entitled to speak on this topic. So Commodity Company is an online marketing agency. We are headquartered in Ukraine, but we've been operating online since 2004, providing internet marketing services worldwide, namely search engine optimization, conversion rate optimization, pay-per-click advertising, and social media marketing. For more than 9 years of experience now, we have gained Google Partnership Certificate, Yandex Partnership Certificate, a couple of badges and nominations by top SEOs and Promotion World Magazine, and around a year ago, we have become certified Shopify marketing experts. We are proud to be working now with more than 70% of all most prominent e-commerce sites in our country, and we are also proud to have been successfully cooperating with brands known worldwide such as Instant, Laundry, Bluey, Namecheap, Widgets, and others. So it all gives us enough experience and expertise to share with you today, and well, I would like to introduce today's speaker. It's me. My name is Anna Karole. I'm currently marketing manager at Commodity Company. So let's get closer to the point. So what I'm going to talk about today. First of all, I will talk about SEO for e-commerce websites, best practice guidelines. I will cover site structure, tips, keyword titles, and content. I will stop on indexation and ways of speed up indexation for e-commerce websites. We'll talk about duplicate content and analytics. During this part of the webinar, I will also talk about most common SEO pitfalls of Shopify platform. And I will close the webinar with user experience and conversion rates optimization best practices for e-commerce websites. Namely, I will stop on navigation and search best practices, product pages, user experience best practices, sorting, filtering, and I will also show some good and bad examples out of those websites which you have submitted for review at our Shopify forum thread. Let's go. So SEO for best practices for e-commerce websites. And the first thing we should talk about when we start thinking about SEO is site structure. The most important thing you should understand when you are thinking about the structure of your e-commerce store is that not a single page of your website should work in silo. So working in silo means working separately, not connected with everybody else. So like you have the whole picture, but each part is functioning separately and not connected to each other. And this is definitely the wrongest thing you can do with the structure of your website. The ultimate structure, like the ideal structure of an e-commerce website, is a tree structure, where a homepage is like a trunk. The biggest branches would be your category pages, and smallest branches would be your subcategories and leads, and the seen as the smallest branches would be your product pages. So in ideal world, like ideally, this is how your URLs of your website would look like. But we all know that in Shopify, there are those must-have folders which you cannot escape in any URL, like collections and products. But they're totally okay. Well, if those folders are just in your URLs and you are not including them into your structure, this is totally fine. So you will understand it better as I speak further. So the first rule of thumb for the structure of an e-commerce site is that it should be easy to navigate and intuitive for users. Also, your site structure should have logical hierarchy for search engine bots. The thing is that Google is trying to make their bots as close to human behavior as possible. So when search bot is crawling your website, he actually starts like from up going down. So links that are situated closer to the front and above the fold, the bot will consider that those are the most important pages of your website, and automatically he will deem more value to them. Well, tree-like structure and smart structure of the website will result in a smart link juice flow. Link juice is something that shows how valuable each page is. So you definitely want this link juice to be divided across your website, well, pretty much evenly. So if you decide that most important pages for SEO are category pages and your homepage, then you should try and link the most to category pages and your homepage in order for them to have the most links. But as we talk about site structure, we should also mention internal linking. What is the difference here? You see that even the chart that I've drawn is pretty much the same with the previous one, but site structure, when we talk about site structure, we think mostly about the main navigation of the website. But when we're talking about internal linking, we're talking about extra help for search engine bots in understanding what each page of your site is about. And again, it is extra help in division of the link juice more evenly and more smartly all over your website. So again, when you are thinking about internal linking, the main rules here are to link to the most important for SEO pages of your website. And you need to link using your keywords in the anchor text. So this cannot be an image, this cannot be JavaScript. Try to avoid it. Although Google is pretty smart and they are now pretty good at deciphering JavaScript too, and they can understand images. But don't try to test them. Don't try to make their lives harder. Make it easier, and you're going to be rewarded in your organic search results rankings. And of course, for internal linking, it is very important to link from the text. But for that, first of all, you need to have text at all of your pages, which I'm going to be talking a little bit later. And besides the chart which you can see, this is very important to have internal linking, not just between your home page and your main category pages, but also between all of your product pages. At least each product page should link to the next product in line and to previous product in line. This is something that you need to have as a must, because not only your categories are important for search engine rankings, but your product pages should have links to them also. They cannot be dead ends at your website. So let's look at common Shopify structure issues. This site, Plastic Mango, that was submitted at the forum, has a very common for Shopify structure bug. It lists shop in the front page. Well, actually, when I come to e-commerce store, I already realize pretty good that this is an online shop. So I would say that this shop thing, it does not help neither users nor search bots, and even more, it creates one more unnecessary step for the search bot. So when search bot crawls this site, it would see this shop link and would follow this link and will go away from this site. Instead, you could remove this unnecessary step and put your collections to the front. So actually, this shop feature doesn't help anybody. You could just put traditional collection, contemporary collection, functional collection into your main navigational bar. And this way, you would tell Google and Googlebot that those collections are pretty important, that they are relevant, and that they are next important after the homepage at this website. Next one is a better Shopify structure at the site Alley Crate. Because here we can see that in the main navigation bar, the main categories have been listed, like craft kits, themed crafts, occasions, and new arrivals. But just one little comment that I have here is this view all link. When you click on new arrivals, you have some subcategories, and view all link is actually, well, it is not important here. Again, it is not relevant. It doesn't help anybody, because when you click on new arrivals, you get to this view all page. So this is kind of a loop. So you don't want to let Googlebot go in a loop. You better place some other category as, well, one more URL in this drop-down menu. Well, and for the guys like Rustic Manga, those who have this issue of one unnecessary link in their main navigation bar, this is a screenshot of how you can fix it easily within your Shopify admin. So you just go to navigation, you can delete there all the links that are not important and not necessary, and add any new navigation links, select the name, select the collection that you want to show up there. Swanky Outlet has a very good example of great navigation and great structure. This is good both for users and search engine bots, because they use their informational categories in their vertical navigation and in their horizontal navigation above, and they have the navigation in the sidebar where all most important things are listed. As we talk about navigation and the structure, we are bound to talk about indexation and, well, search engine bots. When people search Google, the gravest mistake that they make is that they think they actually search the web or they search the internet, whereas in fact they search the web as Google sees it. If you remember, like probably 10 years ago, when you would come to the library and there were no computers, it used to work on catalogs and cards. And well, if you remember that, this is pretty much like Google now works. So Google has those little crawlers or spiders who just go over the web and click all the links that they find. And actually every minute and every second, Google is crawling the web and clicking all the links well, it can reach. And our task as good search engine optimizers and good webmasters is to make this path of Googlebot as easy as possible. And the best and greatest tool for that are sitemaps. There are two types of sitemaps, an XML sitemap and an HTML sitemap. If it is well, pretty good with Shopify that we all have automatically generated XML sitemaps. And well, the only thing that you can do to work for it to work even better, you can submit this XML sitemap to Google Webmaster Tools or Bing Webmaster Tools. With HTML sitemaps, honestly, I have seen very few sites who are making use of them. And in fact, they are much better for speeding up of indexation of your website because XML sitemap does not create actual links pages. So everything that you list there is not stated on a live website. It is not a live web page. So the links do not count. The link do not bring any link juice. And when you create HTML sitemap, this is a separate page on your website where you list all the most distant pages. So usually e-commerce sites would want to list their product pages because product pages tend to be deep in the hierarchy of the website and they are the most difficult ones for Googlebot to get to. So how it is usually done. This is the screenshot from a footer of a website. The website is actually engaged in people search, so this is a people search engine. They have hundreds of pages and millions and thousands of pages with different people, and they want them all to be indexed. So they have created HTML sitemap for every letter of a surname of the people that they have listed. And let me show you. This is how it looks like. This is exactly the HTML page. So they have all the links, just the links, nothing else. No navigation, no styles, no images, just links to their end pages. So how do we do it for e-commerce websites? Usually, instead of A, B, C, D, E here, you would have your collections, like jewelry, accessories, clothing, and etc. And then, following those links, you will get to such lists, lists of links, which would lead to your product pages. And it is important, again, to use the least possible amount of CSS, of images, and use no more than 100 links per page, one page of HTML sitemap. You can create a more deeper structure of your HTML sitemap, but try to keep to the rule of 100 links per page, because Google bots usually have a kind of quota per each page, and for a page which is not very high authority, which doesn't have a high page rank, this quota would be 100 links per page. So this is the amount which is definitely going to be crawled and indexed by Google. One more trick with HTML sitemaps is that you need to create a special directive for robots, for robots, and you need to create this line of code, meta name robots, no index, follow, no archive. This is done so that bots do not get distracted from anything else but following the links in your HTML sitemap. So you don't want the HTML sitemap to be indexed. You don't want the HTML sitemap to be cached. So bot just follows every link and indexes the end pages of those links. In Shopify admin, you can create this line of tag in your wiki file. Well, there you need to enter this line of code, and instead whatever you need to put, well, the name of your HTML file. One more thing that you need to mind to ensure a good indexation and no duplicate content for a website is redirect and server response types. Actually, out of all the sites that I have reviewed that you have submitted in the forum, only one had this issue. It was knobsandposts.com. So guys, you need to go to your main dashboard and set a primary domain for your website. So now actually knobsandposts.com have two versions of each page of their website available online, like 3W version and the version without 3W, and it potentially creates duplicate content from each and every page of your website, which can be very dangerous for rankings in Google. Next thing, well, something that I have already touched a bit. This is links in Java or images. Well, Google is trying to decipher Java and is trying to decipher images, but to be frank, they still suck at it. So try to make your life easier and create links, simple HTML text links for all the important sections of your site. So this is a screenshot from Mamista.com, if I'm not mistaken, website. This is the home page. So they have those sections of their website linked with an image. It means that it is good and great and visual for people, but search engine bot won't understand what those links are about, because search engine bot can't read the image. Well, it can, but again, it sucks at it. So it is better to create special links, small short text links below your images so that search engine bot understands what is going to be, well, the left side of that link. One more not very good example. This is flashgarage.com website, if I'm not mistaken, and they use related products for their product pages, which is a very good practice, in fact, but you failed at doing, again, one thing. You link with images, and when Google searches this page, yes, he would follow the link you provide under the image, but Googlebot would not understand that the link goes to those nice golden earrings with blue stone. But if you tell Google in your link, in your text link, in your entry text, that this link goes to golden earrings with blue stone, this will give that end page extra ranking benefit. And well, this is actually something that works very good for product pages. The next example of not very good indexation and duplicate content practice is dead ends of pages. So this screenshot comes from soul2soul.sg website, which is a great website, has lots of products, but almost every product is a dead end. So besides navigational links, there is no further link that would take me to a neighboring product or to related products. So product pages are interlinked very poorly, and so they potentially have very little value in the eyes of Google search engine. Actually, the similar issue I have found at maison-de-sac.com and curious2green.com, well, out of those that you submitted for review. One more pitfall, well, almost it is not very grave in Shopify platform, but still there are some issues. Now speaking URLs. For example, this website, charitablecreationsguru.com. So they have this name for the product URL, which goes like angel wing and initial charm necklace or something like this. Well, so you tried to make it speaking, but in fact it comes like one word, and it is difficult to read for humans, and Googlebot will not understand what it means either. So for Googlebot, it is just a chunk of characters, which means nothing. Well, it is still a bit better than a link like this with numbers instead of letters, but you could do better and create something like this. So if you put just hyphens inside the name of your product, it already will give a hint to search engine bot what the page is about, and moreover, it is more readable for consumers. But again, at knobsandposts.com, they've done a better job inserting the hyphens, but there are lots of URLs that go like Capri cabinet knob and number. So again, it is useful, but not entirely. If you added here more product description or more product title, it would be even better. Well, the same goes to gqaclothing.com. The URL goes like black flag. Black flag is okay, but if I'm not at that page, I don't know what it is about. And this is how it goes with Googlebot again. So if you added just black flag t-shirt there, it would be much better and much more helpful and much more beneficial for your search engine rankings. Well, one great example which I found belongs to chicagodisc.com. So they have just put whole title of the product into the URL. Well, this is some kind of electronic appliance, so it still contains some digits, but the good thing is that it is actually how people might look for in Google for this product, and this is going to be really beneficial for your long tail traffic to the website. One more thing worth mentioning in indexation and duplicate content is real canonical. Real canonical used to be a huge issue for Shopify like 6 months ago probably. when, well, you all know that when you create a product and you add it to more than one collection within your Shopify store, you create several URLs which lead to one and the same page. So it creates duplicate content. And before 6 months ago, Shopify introduced real canonical that would work properly. It was a huge issue. But now, well, I checked all the sites and I have not found it. It was okay, but just to make sure that you check for real canonical to work properly on the sites, when you switch to a different Shopify theme or something, just make sure that real canonical should be introduced on all the duplicate pages. And if you find that it is not functioning properly, this is the snippet of code that you need to insert into your theme liquid file in case something is wrong with your canonical. And one more thing is pagination. Pagination is somewhat close to real canonical, but as pagination pages are not exactly showing one and the same content, Google sometimes has issues with it. So even if you are using real canonical on your pages, Google sometimes thinks those are still different pages, and well, Google might think that this is duplicate content. To avoid this issue, you need to make use of real next and real prep. This is something that Google officially advises to do. Sorry. So this is the snippet of code that you would need to insert into your theme liquid file to make sure that you follow Google guidelines for the pagination pages. The next thing that I want to discuss are keywords and keyword research. Well, again, in the ideal world, you would do keyword research before even you launch your website, because in order the website structure and keywords work well with search engine optimization, you need to understand well, to which keywords each section of your website is going to correspond. But anyway, you can do your keyword research right now, and the steps in your keyword research would be the following. So first of all, you sit down and define your target audience and brainstorm for the keywords for each important section of your website. Those are your home page, your category pages, and your subcategory pages. You just put down everything that you think people could use to search for your products. You can also ask your, I don't know, neighbors what would they use to search. Ask, I don't know, your colleagues, your family, your friends. You need to gather as much keywords as you can possibly think of. If you are having trouble with generating lots of synonyms and lots of variants, you can also go to Google, Google some phrase that you can come up with, and then look at the bottom of the page. There is searches related to section, and Google will hint you some other variant that can be related to your search. Or you can also make use of Uber Suggest tool. This is a free online tool which works great for synonyms. So for one single phrase, it can give you like 100 close suggestions. And of course, if you have time and you can afford to spend some money on a page tool, you can use SEMrush. This is a competitor research tool basically, and it would show you which kind of keywords your competitors use for search engine optimization. Well, when you have gathered all the keywords possible, all the synonyms, you can then take this list and paste it into Google Keyword Planner to check their search volume. And after that, you can cleanse the list that you have. You can take away the keywords and queries that have too little search volume, and you can also remove those which are too broad and too competitive, because well, as you are just a new e-commerce store, there is no sense to try and fight for very broad and very competitive queries. To find out which queries are too competitive, you can use free Chrome and Firefox plugins like SEO Quake and Moz. This is how they would look like when you apply them. So they show for every search result, page rank of the page, amount of traffic this website is getting, also the age of the domain. Moz would show you how many links are pointing to this very URL which is ranked. So, for example, here I checked the query accessories, and we can see that, well, probably there is no sense in trying to fight for this keyword, because we see Zappos, we see accessorize, we see that they have like thousands of backlinks pointing to their like home pages and category pages. So it is very, very difficult for a ranking website to compete with guys like this. Well, after you have created your keyword list, you have cleansed it, ideally you would have like 10 to 15 queries per page. You can go to on-site optimization of your title tags. Some best practices for title tag optimizations is to make sure, first of all, that your titles give a clear idea of what the page is about. Let's look at Swanky Outlet website, which I totally loved, but when you look at the title in the search result pages, you don't understand what it's about. Yes, there are some hints in the description, but let's be honest, when you look through the search engine result page, you don't pay attention to descriptions until you find the title that is, well, attractive enough. And in the search result pages, I would pay totally no attention to Swanky Outlet Welcome because I have no idea what it is about. A good example of a title belongs to soul2soul.sg. So here I have a clear idea what the page is about. It says women's designer shoes, bags, and jewelry. A good one. Next tip is to use your keywords in the title, but never stuff more than 2 repetitions of one and same keyword. And don't stuff too many keywords too. You need to test how it's going to look like. For example, knobsandposts.com website. Guys, I'm sorry, but this is just awful. This is the title, how it looks like in the source code of the page. All kinds of keywords are just stuffed there, and this terrible vertical line it looks so spammy. Sorry, let's just check how it is going to look in the search result pages. You definitely want to check how people are going to see your website in Google. And for that, I advise you to use this terrific free tool. And well, if you use this tool, you don't have to remember that the visible part of your title is 512 pixels long. So you can just paste your URL or paste the things that you are going to write in your title and your description, and the tool will show you how it's going to look like in Google. And the third tip for title tag optimization is to put the most important key phrases at the beginning and close the title with your brand. Oh, sorry. Again, the example comes from soul2soul.sg website. Why put your brand, why close the title with your brand? Not just for the sake of beauty or something, but because, again, when Google crawls your website, he deems important the things that come first. So if you put your keywords first, Google will think that this keyword is the most relevant thing to this page. If you put your brand, well, yeah, it's clear that the brand is important, is relevant to your website, but it doesn't bring you any SEO benefit. Content. Well, the most typical issue with e-commerce websites is product descriptions. Lots of e-commerce stores use manufacturer descriptions for their products. So, for example, this website, purestgreen.com, if I'm not mistaken, if we take the description of this product, if we highlight it, copy it, and paste it into Google search in quotation marks, we will actually have an idea of how well this page can rank with such a content. And what we see here, we can't see purestgreen.com anywhere. And well, in the screenshot, only 5 results will fit it, but in fact, when I checked, I looked through 30 or 40 results in Google, and purestgreen.com was nowhere to be seen. So it means that with content like this, you can never be ranked. This page can never be ranked. You can never outrank guys like Amazon having duplicate content. You need to rewrite your product descriptions. I realize that this is a huge pain, but this is the only way. You cannot compete with Amazon UK with duplicate content, with manufacturer's descriptions. Besides that, you need to optimize your page's texts. You need to use your H1, H2 headings. You need to wrap your keywords into H1s and H2s. Also, you need to use your keywords in the page body. For product pages, keywords would be just full titles of your product. And for well, the rest of the pages like categories and homepage, those are going to be the keywords that you have selected during keyword research. And also you need to link to relevant pages from the text using keywords as anchor text. This is internal linking, something that we have already talked about. I have found this good example at chicagodist.com website. So this is their description from a product page. They actually use several text links with relevant anchor text to link to other pages, product pages, categories pages, and well, this is really very smart. But what is not smart here is that, again, this product description is totally duplicate. So it is repeated over hundreds and thousands of other websites. So it is very difficult, again, to get ranked in Google with duplicate content. And third tip for content is to make use of user-generated content, reviews, and comments. I do understand that for a brand new website, this is pretty tough to find reviews and comments. This is why I suggest you to use services like, for example, reviewme.com, where you can pay a small amount of money for your products to get reviewed. And so you can make use of some user-generated content. And a small bonus here, I wanted to mention Google Local Business. Actually, chicagodist.com website like hinted me this idea, because for them, Google Local Business would be something, well, that they definitely should do, because if you Google a query with a local word like Chicago Electronics Repair, you would see that all above the fold, almost all above the fold space is covered with local Google Local listings. And well, to get listed in Google Local is pretty easy, actually. So all you have to do is just follow this link, create your business page in Google Local. You will also have to create your business page in Google Plus and connect those two entities. And well, mostly no rocket science here. You can just follow all the instructions and fill out all the forms as detailed as possible. The only thing, well, kind of a trick here, that you can use keywords in your title, in the listing at Google Local Business Center, and in your description. But well, try not to overdo it and not be spammy. But anyway, keywords in your title and description of Google Local listing are going to give you some benefit in local rankings. And analytics. Analytics is totally essential when you're doing search engine optimization and when you want to keep track of what is going on with your website. Actually, I found only one website out of those you have submitted for review that is not using Google Analytics, and those are alcoholaccessories.com. Guys, this slide is for you. So this is how you install Google Analytics in your Shopify. First of all, you need to sign up for Google Analytics, of course. Then Google Analytics will provide you your unique code, and you will need to paste it here in your admin section. For the rest of the guides, I have found out that most of you have issues with Google Analytics. So how I found it out? I actually have this very useful Google Tag Assistant free plugin installed. This is officially Google thing, and this is very helpful. So it actually scans the page for errors in your Google Analytics tracking code. I have found out that those guys have serious issues with the way Google Analytics is installed. In most cases, these are duplicate Google Analytics codes, tracking codes. So probably, I don't know, it was some kind of old code, and then you installed new code on top of the old one, and now it creates glitches and bugs in the work of Google Analytics. So you can test it easily by installing this plugin and checking what's wrong with the code. And this is especially useful, as you can see here those more info links. When you click those links, you are actually redirected to the Google support section, where every type of error is explained, and you have very detailed instructions on what you can do to eliminate those mistakes. And of course, please use Google Webmaster Tools. They provide loads of useful information, like, for example, you can check messages that Google would send you. For example, if Googlebot cannot access your website or certain critical parts of your website, Google would send you the message here. If you have some manual actions imposed by Google on your website, you will also receive a message and some description of what is going on and what you can do to make it better. One thing which is very important in Google Webmaster Tools is that you can set geographical targeting in Google Webmaster Tools for your website, and I promise that this is going to give you a huge lift in rankings in the area which you select for your website. Also, some useful reports include URL errors and site errors. This is useful because not everybody is looking through the server logs every day, but with Webmaster Tools you can receive reports from Google. So, for example, if you see a huge uplift of not found errors, you can go and check what's going on. You can contact Shopify to find out what's going on with your website and so on. Very huge and very useful report is links to your website, especially as now Google is very sensitive to bad links. You need to be careful of who is linking to you. And with this report, you can download all the links that Google sees. Well, they are not all the links, but, well, roughly all the links. You can analyze the links, find out which links are not very good, and submit them to Google Disavow tool so that you don't get penalized for those links. And of course, the best report right now is search queries, as in Google Analytics, Google now hides almost all the keywords from organic search that people use to get to your site. And now Google Webmaster Tools is the only way we can actually find out which keywords people use in the organic search to get to our websites. And so we get to user experience and conversion rates optimization best practices. So actually, in 90% of cases, if users come to your website and they do not complete the purchase, like they add to cart the product but they never complete the purchase, it means that your usability sucks. It means that you can definitely improve something by improving your user experience. For Shopify platform, I have divided the issues in 5 most important categories: navigation, search, product pages, including images, reviews, and descriptions of product pages, filters and sorting, and special offers. So navigation. First of all, navigation should show products and categories and most important information about your site. And let's be frank, if we look at navigation of Forever Midnight, I honestly don't think that anybody is interested in About Us page at e-commerce website. To be honest, if I come to an online shop, I only go to About Us page if the website's design sucks totally and I can't understand what this site is selling. But if the site has decent navigation, decent categories, decent products, images, I will never go to About Us page. About Us page is something totally useless or almost useless. And definitely it is useless in the main navigation bar. So with Forever Midnight, I would definitely take About Us, News, Blog, and move them to like a different section, probably close to the right, or maybe somewhere here. But those are totally informational pages, and most people won't want to go there. And actually, you would want your users to go there because you actually would want your users to go and buy something and to go to your category pages. So just don't do that. Don't hint them the wrong direction. Hint them the right direction. Show your categories. The next one, well, the rule of thumb of navigation for usability is that elements of navigation should be placed according to the hierarchy. So from the most important to the least important. And there should be no useless levels in the navigation. This is something that I already talked when I talked about SEO. So here again, this shop category, which is totally useless for everybody. I'm already in an online store. I get it that this is a shop. Don't show me this shop thing. Show me your beautiful categories, gun sight, variants, planter. This is what I want to see. So the next point in navigation is breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs is something that, well, I haven't seen at a couple of sites when I did the review. So I provided this link to go and check the documentation of Shopify. They have very good and detailed instructions on how you can introduce breadcrumbs into your websites. So there is one golden rule of usability that a user has always to be aware of where he currently is on your site and how he got here and how he can get out. So this is why we create breadcrumbs. And alcohol accessories is a good example of breadcrumbs. So we are currently at Bacardi liquor bottle hookah. If we go one level up, we will level hookahs, and if we go one level up, we're going to get home. And this is good. When I'm at such a page, I feel safe because I see where I am and how can I get out. But if I am at such a page, I have totally no idea where am I. And you have a link here back to accessories, which is not actually helpful because it is not situated at the correct place because we usually expect to see the breadcrumbs somewhere there above the image on the left. And well, if we think logically, the correct breadcrumbs would be something like earrings, then accessories, and then home. So this is something that I would definitely change in lashgara.com website in their usability. Well, the same actually applies to breadcrumbs of Forever Midnight clothing and sorry, don't remember. Okay, so search. Search option should always be visible and accessible from all pages of your website, and it should be placed exactly where people expect to see your search field. Chocolate Farm has a pretty good example of search field placement. But I'm sorry, lashgara.com, you have again a terrific website, terrific product, but usability is something you could work on. So if we look at search field at lashgara.com, we will see that it is almost invisible. So if I didn't put this arrow here, I doubt anybody would notice this search field. It is, first of all, it is placed in an uncommon place of the website. So usually you would expect it to be placed in the upper right corner, not the left corner. and search is like white on white background, so very, very hard to see. I would definitely replace it. Next one, product pages. And well, the only thing I would like to say about product page images is never ever stretch your product images. Well, first of all, use quality pictures, and then if you're trying to resize your pictures, please mind the proportions. Keep the proportions. Do not stretch the images. It is just pushing people away at once. One more thing about product pages. Usually, the three most important things that we want to highlight on product pages is the image, the price, and add to cart button. If you look at this page, the only thing that I can see at once is just the image. Price is very, very hard to find. Again, if I didn't highlight it, it would be really, really tricky to see this. And add to cart button, I would definitely not recommend to use gray on a red background because it hurts my eyes to look at this. And well, probably you should use like white font or black font. You need to experiment with this, but gray on red background is not very good. And again, make sure that your price is close to the image of the product or close to the title of the product, and well, make sure that this is big enough and visible enough, as well as your add to cart button. An open post website. Again, this is something wrong with this product page. When you look at it, you realize it once, but it takes some time to understand why and what is wrong. Again, add to cart, price, and image are situated in different parts, and add to cart is too small and it does not attract attention. Well, what attracts attention here is tweet and like, which is okay, but well, still, I bet that you as a website owner would rather like people to add your product to cart than to tweet and like it. One more thing here is that there is such a drop down where you can choose options, different colors and probably sizes or something of this product. But I expected to see just like a couple of words that would describe the color, but there is too much text here, and actually when I pick some option from this drop-down menu, nothing changes. The image remains the same. So it is really hard for me to understand which kind of product I have chosen. I cannot be sure that I understand the color of nickel and the color of copper. Well, I do understand, but well, it's not a very common thing for people for all the people to know exactly what color is nickel and what color is copper. So try to make it that if you change the color, the image of the product changes accordingly. But well, actually, the rule of thumb, again, for usability is not to make people think too much. If people think too much, they are going to leave the page. Everything should be simple and intuitive as much as it can possibly be. One more thing. This is example from GQA clothing. And this is where search engine optimization and user experience design come to one and the same decision, you know. So no product descriptions is not good. Well, as a user, I want some incentive, some extra incentive to add the product to cart, not just the image. Image is good, but I want some extra information about this product. And well, again, this is bad for user experience, this is bad for SEO. So not enough encouragement for people to add the product to cart. Next point is sorting and filtering. When I have looked through your websites which you have submitted for review, I noticed that well, not everybody is taking the duty of sorting and filtering, but people definitely want to have some options of narrowing down their search. They, especially when you have a pretty wide range of products, please provide people with at least filtering by price, filtering by color, and filtering by brand. this is definitely, well, 3 musts of sorting and filtering. And one more thing, this is a good example of sorting and filtering from Swanky Outlet website, but one issue that I noticed here, here you're using those cute things that look like checkboxes. But if you are showing anything that looks like a radio button, a link, or a checkbox, make sure that it actually functions like one. Because those checkboxes, when I click them, nothing happens. I actually expect, well, the cross to appear when I click the checkbox, but nothing happens. It happens only if I click the link of a category or a filter. So it's not difficult, just make sure that everything that looks like a checkbox works like a checkbox. The next thing, special offers. Here I even took the screenshot so that you can see the URL of the page. So this terrific site, Amazon with lots of beautiful products offered, they have such a thing which is called free worldwide shipping. Guys, can you imagine how huge it is? Free worldwide shipping, even Amazon does not offer that. And you have hidden this offer in the bottom of your website. You have a small tiny link called shipping at the very bottom of the website. And when I get to this page, you have it written in a tiny font. Come on, you need to show it off. You need to put it at your website like this. So this should be a regular badge which is always on top, which is always visible from every page of your website, because this is something that is going to make a difference for people who come to your website. This is something that can make you stay at your website. Again, one more good example of free shipping badge. And one more bad example of free shipping and special offers. So here, Chicago electronic distributors, guys, they decided to put their free shipping and 5% off everything into one line with their main navigation, which made it totally invisible. So, you know, when people come to your website, they make decision to stay or to leave like in the first 5 seconds. So you need to show it off. Everything that is special about you, you need to show it off. If you have some quality guarantees, if you have some awards, if you have, I don't know, some trust marks or free shipping, show it off, put it to the front. And I haven't included a screenshot, but you have submitted a website, a good website that is called NewYorkNightlife.com. Guys offer great tours around New York at this website, and they have this TripAdvisor trust mark at their website, and they have hidden it in the footer of the website. So I have to scroll like for 30 seconds to find that out. But come on, you really need to place it above the fold. It should be seen from every page of the website, because this is something that matters, and I would definitely decide to stay at this page if I see that this is a TripAdvisor recommended website. And the last thing about usability and user experience is that you need always to run some tests. Do A/B testing every time you decide to change something in website design. This is probably a huge topic, and maybe some other time I'm going to run a special webinar devoted to A/B testing. But well, just for now, you can definitely after the webinar go and check what it means and how it can be done. It is pretty easy, and Google Analytics allows you to do that. You can create different variations of your web page. For example, if you want to check what performs better, like red button or green button, you can run an experiment and then check according to the amount of sales each button managed to generate. Well, let's sum it all up. First of all, when you build your site, before you build your site, and in the process of building your site, and when you have built your site, think about search engine optimization. Think about your keywords, think about your structure, create sitemaps, mind internal linking patterns, think about Google bot and how it is going to access every page of your site that matters. And don't be lazy. Create unique titles and description for your products. Rewrite the ones that you have from the manufacturers, and optimize your site content. Definitely pay attention to analytics. Set up correct tracking and monitor what is going on with your website. In terms of usability, try to show off all the benefits of your site. Don't make your users think too much when they are using your website. And of course, test your website's usability and have fun. Thank you so much for your attention. This was everything from me for today. Well, in case you come up with some questions after the webinar is over, you are welcome to email me. This is my email on the screen, and you can also add me on Skype. I would love to provide you some help. And for those who would like to receive some extra help, well, specific to their website, well, this was kind of general information because I analyzed 25 sites or something. Please, you are welcome to submit the form at this URL that I'm sending right now to chat. And you will get a personalized webinar during which you will have your search engine optimization. Well, you will get an audit of how well your site is SEO optimized. You will also get some audit of your PPC campaigns, technical audit of your website, and you will get some best practices of user experience design specific to your product. Also, please follow Promoter Blog to stay tuned for other upcoming events that we host. Follow our Twitter and Facebook. We are always trying to share some useful tips with you guys. Thank you so much and have a good rest of the day. Bye-bye.